So Tearaway Unfolded is the big screen adaptation of Tearaway, the Vita game. It's a game about a messenger, a tiny, plucky courier who's trying to deliver a message through a papercraft world, and the person they're trying to deliver this message to is you, the player, outside of the game.
It's very different from PS4 because we're no longer holding the game in your hands, in your godlike hands. You are actually interacting with the game with the PS4 and the DualShock 4, and we have a TV that everyone will be playing it, I guess, on the TV because that's how you play your PS4.
A big screen version of Tearaway, using all of the very unique papercraft style that we've already created, but really fully realising that at 1080p and all animating beautifully and reacting to both the messenger inside of the game in kind of slightly more traditional ways, and then how it reacts to you, this person outside of their world that's sending all of these like sort of god powers into the game, with sending in gusts of wind and shining powerful light into the world, and actually tearing the front of your TV off almost, and sending items back and forth between the game and the pad that you're holding.
Atwa will pick up things and throw them at you through the screen, and you catch them in your DualShock 4. You can shake them around, you can tickle them, you can just make them rattle, and you can throw them back into the world. And there are lots of cool things that you can do with that. So I discovered that when I was playing Gibbet Hill, I will climb to the top of the mountain and I get my first little kind of pumpkin head puzzle, and before I get to it I picked up a gopher. I was just randomly picking up gophers and flinging them, but I thought, hey, actually I might just pick up this gopher. There was like a little crow, and crows are kind of mean, they don't let you get anywhere, so I saw him kind of sitting at the corner of a platform, so I thought, what I'm going to do, I'm just going to shoot this gopher at this crow, and I did it, and it was awesome. He just knocked him off the platform. It sounds really silly and trivial, but it was amazing. Because we didn't know that we could do that. So there are all sorts of really cool things that you can do now, and you can just discover them just by picking things up and throwing them, catching them in your controller, rattling them about and flinging them back into the world. We're going to have a lot of fun with that.
I mean, initially we weren't really sure whether it could be done. We had really built the whole game around the Vita, and we were interested in whether we could bring that world that we'd made for Tearaway to new players. But it was so intrinsic, the Vita with the world of Tearaway. We weren't sure whether that was even possible. So it felt like an interesting challenge to actually figure out whether we could do that. And almost straight away we were like, well, this just can't work as a port. That wouldn't be creatively challenging to us, and it wouldn't be right for Tearaway, and it wouldn't be right for the hardware that we were trying to move Tearaway onto. It would have been, well, just horrible for everyone. So we really kind of, as soon as we recognised that, just thought, well, we can't push our fingers through a DualShock 4. That doesn't make any sense. There's no back touch. We'd just be stabbing away at some plastic. So the whole team got together and had a game jam around the controller and around the PS4 in general to really explore how we could take ideas that were relevant to the world of Tearaway, but come up with new things that we couldn't have done before, and have that same atmosphere of experimentation and fun and sort of joyfulness about a fantasy world that's entirely tied in with a piece of hardware, and really kind of mesh those two worlds together. And what we very quickly realised was it wasn't just the controller as a piece of hardware. It was the fact that the controller is a piece of hardware that you're holding, you're physically touching it, but then also you have the TV that's showing the world to you, and there's a distance between the two.
When we were making Tearaway for Vita, it was really obvious like how you'd interact with the game. We were from very early in development, we knew that we wanted to have the player's fingers pushing through into the world and interacting with the world and the characters. So the challenge has been for the PS4 is like, how do we make that connection? How does the player interact with the world? Because you're so far away from your TV screen, it's like it hasn't felt as personal, like it doesn't feel as direct. And I think that's been the biggest thing that we've really tried to figure out. And with the features that we have now, with the new godly powers, it feels like we've really like nailed that. It's a completely different experience, but yeah, I think we've kind of got there. It's cool. It's fun. It's fun to play. It's been difficult, but it's fun. We've made something magic. Like, it's very magical, it's special.